YouTube, Eric DIY here with another great review for you. Today we're going to review the Kidde Smart Smoke and Carbon Monoxide Alarm supported by Ring. So if you own a Ring alarm system or any type of Ring product, you kind of know that you can attach devices to it. This is one of many that you can. You can get this separate from a Ring security system and just pay for the monitoring if you'd like to, or if you really wanted to, you can just use it and not have the Ring services at all. But the purpose of this is to get it because you want it to work with your Ring service. Model number RGVUAR-RW. And we have to do this because I have to replace all the fire alarms, and I like to have the combination with carbon monoxide in the house. So I have to install 8 of these because the other ones are just out of date. It's time to basically install and I think upgrade on our Kidde Smart Smoke Carbon Monoxide alarms. We have had the Ring alarm security system in our house for quite a while, since I think 2018. I can leave links to any videos that we did reviewing the alarm system. It's been great over time. Overall, nothing's really gone wrong with it. That's why I'm deciding to go with the Smart Smoke and Carbon Monoxide alarms. I do like Kidde fire alarms in my house to begin with, and I'm glad that they had a model like this. This one is hardwired and has AA battery backup. AA, so you're gonna have batteries that are a little more common than your common 9-volt. And this is what it looks like. You have a manual. You're gonna get an alarm, a mounting bracket, dust cover, AC quick connector. You're gonna have to do some wiring here. Use a guide, and it comes with 2 AA batteries. We're also gonna need our Ring app and phone and everything to hook this up to Ring later on. If you don't know much about fire alarms, the hard wires to power it and that red wires to send the signal to all the others throughout the house. Your house should have been pre-wired for that. And then the batteries are backup in case the power goes out. So if you're gonna get these, you're gonna get them because you're gonna get real-time notifications in your Ring app. The optional 24/7 smoke and carbon monoxide monitoring is so that a call center will call you. They can also request emergency in case. So if there's a fire going on and you're like in Florida on vacation or something, you could tell them to call the fire department. We already pay for that with the plan we have. We pay $200 a year, which sounds like a lot, but if you compare it to ADT and other services like that, it's actually not that bad. Other features of the actual alarm itself: it has reduced nuisance alarms. It has enhanced sensing technology. It reduces false alarms from cooking. Whole home smart connectivity. That just means that through that red wire, seeing that's hardwired, and the wire goes throughout the house to all the other fire alarms. It's gonna set them all off, which it did when we had that false alarm. Voice alerts is awesome, I think, because it tells you exactly what it is, whether it's smoke or carbon monoxide. I would recommend replacing all of them at once if one is kind of giving you a false alarm and it's been over 10 years. I will leave a link in the description below to Amazon, and you'll help support the Eric DIY channel if you want to purchase through our link. This is the old alarm. We're going to be uninstalling this one and replacing it with the Kidde Smart Smoke and Carbon Monoxide Alarm. First step, we have to get the green light on that thing to extinguish by going to the circuit breaker and finding the right circuit breaker. I'm going to go to the circuit breaker, and I'm going to try to find out what circuit that is. We have walkie-talkies with Zach.
The green light is off.
Then that is it. They actually marked it right. Number 12, smoke detector. Start working on that, but I'm going to show you a little tool that you might want just to really make sure that the voltage is off. There's no green light there. This is going to be a voltage checker, so when we get to the wires underneath, we'll check and make sure it's a safety thing. We're just going to twist it off. Lefty-loosey, grab it, twist it, pop it off, and there will be a connector. We're going to have to replace this because the new ones use different ones. We're just going to pinch the sides right here and yank out the connector from the fire alarm. We'll figure out the disposal of that and just push this down like this, test for voltage. And there's nothing because it would light up and make a sound. There might be residual like dink, and then that's it. That means it's dead. It's dead, Jim. We could actually touch the wires and not have a problem. Take the bracket off first because that will access the wiring a little easier. So we're just gonna push this back up there. Take a Phillips head. We're gonna loosen it up, both sides. Looks like A is A over here. So they have letters on there. That's more of a making it look good type of thing, but we know that we want the A's to be right where they are. You don't have to take them all the way out for the brackets. Just twist it around, and it's gonna fit through that hole, and you can pull it right off, so you don't have to take the screws all the way out. Next step, now that we got the base plate off, I'm actually gonna unhook the old adapter here. And what you can do is very carefully just drop down all 3 wires. And if you're not used to doing this, here's what you can do. You could take a picture of all the connections. You can see that red goes with red, black goes with black, and white goes with white. And there might be multiple wires. We're gonna reuse these wire caps. I'm gonna take this adapter off, and I'm gonna install the new adapter. Take a picture. There's nothing wrong with doing that. We just do a lefty-loosey on these. And you'll see that there's one wire. The thin one is the adapter. This is really nice to see that they actually took lineman's pliers and did that, because they're going to hold the main wiring together. And we got red on red, red on red for the wiring. This is important because different ones have different capacities of wire. And then the yellow one was on the white. And again, you took a picture so that you know exactly what it was. And this is the harness that you won't need anymore because it goes with the old fire alarm. Here's our new wiring harness, and you see it has a red to red, white to white, black to black, and it has a cap on the red thing here, which we need to take off because the wiring is underneath that. So make sure you take the red cap off, and that's all gonna connect right there. The white had the yellow cap on it. You're gonna do it parallel to the old wiring. You're gonna try to make it work right on the edge there. Put the yellow cap over all three and twist to the right. And what you're doing is you're making a good connection between the house wiring and the harness wiring. Hold it here while you turn and give it a slight little push up there. As soon as it's tight, I'm gonna give it a little pull here and test. You wanna make sure that wire stays there with the other white wires. If not, you gotta redo this and make sure it really holds on there tight. Next one is black to black. These are your main power wires, by the way. One's neutral and one's negative. And with the red caps are the same size, so we're gonna take one of the red caps. Again, lining it up on the edge here and turning it right until it's tight. Again, give it a little tug. Make sure that's tight. And I'm gonna let my son try the next one. He's gonna do the red wire. This is usually the signal wire. This is the one that sends the signal for one alarm to the other alarm, so that way it wakes you up in the middle of the night. And he's gonna put the cap on here, and he's gonna twist it to the right until it's tight, and I will inspect the work after. Pull those wires together. Turn it to the right so it tightens down this way. Keep pushing a little bit. All right, Zach's gonna test the red wire and make sure it's connected. Here we go. Is it snug?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's not moving around, because if it comes out, you have to redo that. So, good job. The next step is to put our bracket on. And remember, it has the A lines on it, just like my old ones. So we're gonna put all the wires through the middle first, and we're gonna mount the bracket on there. There are big holes that the screws go right through, and then you just twist this around a little bit, and then we just have to tighten down those screws with the screwdriver to hold this down. But you wanna twist it, so twist it towards your right, and then just tighten these down. Just enough to hold the bracket against the ceiling. And on the Kidde ones, at least, the brackets have the A line that we saw before, so you really can't mess this up. If you have a bigger box, you're gonna use the other ones, and the screws will go through the middle and you just twist it. The next step after this is to take your wires and push them through the hole. I'm gonna dangle this down. And because I have 7 more to install, I'm gonna leave the red cap on. That keeps dust out. It's more for new home construction, by figuring that we're not going to power this up all the way. What you would want to do right now, if you have only one that you're replacing, is you'd pull this out. That's going to activate the batteries. And then what you would do is you would have the adapter go in like this, and you'd push it in all the way until it locks down, and then it's powered by the house, and the batteries are the backup power. Now, once this would be connected to a wire, you just put it up in the bracket. You line it up with the empty things, and you're gonna twist it to the right. They'll have little ridges that you kind of go through, and then that will be installed. You take the dust cover off, and obviously there's no power to this unless you have the batteries. Power's off. We installed all the other ones. I'm gonna take the dust cap off. We're not gonna need that anymore, but if you had construction, you wanna leave this on. And I left this one without it attached. So I'm gonna take the adapter that we installed, and it slides in right here. Slides in right here. It's really easy, and it locks in. They have a little pin that locks in. So we're gonna put it like this with the flat piece going up, and we're gonna plug it in by pushing it until it locks. And it has to go over the hump there. So now it's locked in. You can't move it anywhere. It says, warning, AC present, pull, remove for battery access. The other thing that we're gonna do with this one only is we're gonna pull this thing out and have it battery powered. So this is gonna light up now. And then finally, we just put it back up here. And again, you line it up with the little tabs in the open holes. Twist, and twist a little bit more until it locks in. You'll feel some ridges as you lock it all the way. And this is installed and ready to go. It's on battery power only right now. We're gonna turn on power to the whole house. And then I'm gonna configure these for the Ring alarm after we make sure everything's working. All right, I'm at the circuit breaker box. I had to turn off multiple circuits because I installed all of them all over the house. So there are sometimes different circuits for different rooms and stuff, but we're just gonna turn them all on. Power has been restored and everything seems to be working. The next step that we're gonna do, you see that's blinking blue? That usually means that it's ready to connect to your Ring, which is gonna go through Wi-Fi. You should have the Ring app installed already. I'm using an Android device, but you just search for Ring. It should have an app. This has all my security cameras on it and everything already. So we're gonna hook it through this app here. So we're gonna go to the menu. We're gonna go to devices. We're gonna go to plus to add devices. And then there's a QR code. It's on the side, or you could take this off and scan it. So I'm gonna take it off. I can't show you my QR code, obviously, but take this off and it's right on the back here. Right there, it's QR code. Just scan it. And it detected it automatically. It's showing my address. I can't show you that on camera, but it's saying, where is this thing? And then it says, let's set up your Kidde device. And you have to acknowledge the terms of service and privacy notice. Agree and continue. And it says, has it been installed? If not, we'll walk you through the installation. I already installed it, so I'm gonna say it's been installed on the app. Then I'm gonna give it a name. We're gonna give each alarm a name. This one is in the living room, so I'm gonna give it living room. Press and hold the button on the side until you hear 1 beep, then 2, then 3. Oh, it's important to read directions.
Resetting wireless settings.
All right, so it's resetting the wireless. Got it. The light is
ready for Wi-Fi setup.
Pulsing blue.
Follow quick start instructions.
Here we go. So I'm gonna say light pulsing blue. Get close to your wired smoke and CO alarm. Stay within its field of view until the setup process. We have to confirm that we're near the device. I push I am near the device. And it might take a couple minutes, but that was literally like seconds to kind of get it started. All right, so now it's asking me for which Wi-Fi network do I want. It shows all the Wi-Fi in my house, and I'm gonna go with the one with the strongest signal. So I'm gonna push that Wi-Fi connection. I can't show you this obviously, but I'm going with the strongest connection in my house, and I have to enter in the password for the Wi-Fi. Yep, living room connected, and it connects to Alexa too. There you go, and that's how you connect these to the internet.
Wi-Fi setup complete.
There you go, and we're gonna have to do that probably with each one, so that way we know each one's in a certain place in the house and you're gonna program. So you do this with all the others, and then you pretty much should be done. But all right, we're gonna reconnect it, and I have to go around to all the other ones and do the Wi-Fi. So, but you might have to reset the Wi-Fi. You hold down the button, it'll beep once, it'll beep twice, it'll beep 3 times, then you let go, and it'll reset the whole thing and have the blue light blinking so you can connect it. But you can clearly see that the living room one is installed. Generally, I also showed you how to install hardwired fire alarms in your house. Pretty much the same. The only thing different here was that I connected it to the Ring through Wi-Fi. This video should also serve pretty well for how to install hardwired fire alarms in your house. We've installed all of them, and I've had them in there for a couple days now, and they're doing great. But look, they're all right here. We got all 8. I did miscount, so I need a 9th one. I missed one in the hallway, so I have that on order. They're very loud, and basically, like, I probably gonna do a full house test again just to make sure after I install that other one. But if you have a Ring system and you want basically a smart way of evaluating all your alarms and having 24/7 monitoring, these are the way to go if you have Ring. Ring does sell a sensor that will listen for your regular fire alarm to go off, and that could also send a signal, but these go right to the source. If you want to just make it smart and work with your current fire alarms, your CO fire alarm, I believe you can install one of these, and when it triggers off the others that are not smart, it will actually just send the signal to Ring. Aesthetically, they look a lot better. That would be a big pro of this, as well as already having the AI Pro subscription for Ring. These are covered for 24/7 monitoring. And again, if you just want to have the smart alarms without the whole Ring plan, you don't own a Ring, you can pay $5 a month just to have the 24/7 monitoring. You don't have to have the whole Ring setup. That is my review of the Ring Kidde Smart Carbon Monoxide Smoke Alarm Detectors. I like them a lot. If you would like to purchase the Ring Kidde Smart Fire and Carbon Monoxide Alarm, please look for the link in the description below. I'll send you to Amazon. We could purchase your very own. Every purchase helps support the Eric DIY channel. We appreciate your support. If you don't mind, we'd like you to push that bell notification below so that way you'll be notified of future Eric DIY video releases. If you could also push the thumbs up and subscribe, it would also be very appreciated, as we are always trying to grow the channel. Appreciate everything you do for us. Thank you and have a great night. As always, if you like this video, found it useful, please subscribe. And if you have a product that you would like reviewed, please contact Eric by emailing him at eric5150diy@gmail.com. Have a great day.